Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Was good. You know what? One of the coolest things that I enjoy is my garden is right in front of my office, and I've got a big window. And I love watching my eldest daughter run outside to go harvest something so she can go cook. She's an awesome cook. So that's why I had the big cheesy smile on when I came on. Tonight's question is, what U.S. agency wants to give you back access to foreign centralized exchanges? The SEC, the DOJ, CFTC, or other? I mean, it could be the Treasury, but I mean, so if it's other, if you think it's other, drop it in the poll and we'll see how that rocks. But there actually has been a lot that's going on today, right? I mean, let me just refresh the page because I don't care. Let's just do it. Let's do it, man. Do it. So Ethereum did drop down below 4,500 today. But of course, it came back. It's at 45.13. Bitcoin is up just a hair. So basically, to me, we're still in neutral territory, hence the color. So it is what it is. XRP is down 296. Anything below $3, I look at XRP as, salivation mode. And what's going on, Max Salas? Have you invested in yourself today? What else do we have? We actually have some news today. Caliber companies, I guess Caliber costs or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I hate when companies name their company name something stupid. Caliber Co's, whatever. It's a Phoenix-based real estate firm, and it was tanking. And then they said, we're going to do a chain link reserve. And, then they shot up a bit. Okay, we'll see how long that lasts. Just saying, because companies around the world have been trying to do that. They've been tanking, and then they announced that they're going to do some kind of a crypto reserve or something like that, and then everybody does it. And I'm just like, whatever. So I just sit there and I just kind of go, yeah, doesn't make sense. But we'll see. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it means that they're going to change their whole business model. And when I see companies that want to change their whole business model, the first thing in my mind is, well, did you suck at your primary job and that's why you're changing your business model? Like, you ever stop and think about that? Like, I still don't know what Semler Scientific used to do for a living. I don't know what Metaplanet used to do for a living. The only one that's doing it that I know what they do for a living is Strategy, because they still do it. So yeah, I pay attention to that. What are you doing? What else are you going to do? You pay attention to certain things. So we've got that, and it's a chain link treasury. I'm just not. Now, the Solana Policy Institute has pledged another $500,000 to help the Tornado Cash developers fight their case. That's Roman Storm and Alexei Pertsy. I think that's how Pertsy. It's either Pertsy or Pertsy. Hope I'm not butchering his name. That's rude. Or their name, because I don't know if Alexei is female or male. My man, Rick Ritchie. Thank you for letting me know you invested in yourself. Because, nobody else has. Tokenized treasuries. Now, this is what I find to be very interesting. Tokenized treasuries reached $7.45 billion, with BlackRock's BUIDL leading at $2.38 billion, as the top 5 products controlled 73.6% of the market. Wow. And again, for the 6th straight week, Ethereum is kicking Bitcoin's butt in terms of, intake. And it's like, ooh, that's interesting. I keep telling people, Bitcoin has a different use case. Just saying, it's worthy of paying attention. It really, really is. People don't pay enough attention to things, and they miss opportunities. They honestly miss opportunities. Again, tonight's question is, what U.S. agency wants to give you back access to foreign centralized exchanges. The SEC, DOJ, CFTC, or other. And some people are saying other because they don't know. So, yeah, it's an honest response. That's the only reason why I left other in there tonight. I was going to be a real prick and put, because you only get 4 slots. I was going to use all 4 slots and none of them be the answer. And then I was like, there'd probably be a mob chasing after me, wanting to, knock me upside the head. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I like living life. It would probably piss my mother off, and that's what would make it fun. Because I could just hear her now. Boy, what are you doing? Yeah, I could hear that. That'd actually be funny. Might be worth it to do that one day. What else do we have? So, American Bitcoin. It's a partnership between the New Regime's family, the boys, and Hut 8. And they're looking for American Bitcoin to go on the NASDAQ in September. Good man. Thank you for letting me know you invested in yourself. I've heard them say before that they want to become the world's largest Bitcoin miner, and I just sit back and I just go, really? Good luck with that, is what I would say. Good luck with that. So then you've got Solana's DeFi TVL surging to 11.7 billion, with 57 billion in bridged TVL and 12 billion in stablecoin supply. Wow. And supposedly they're introducing new tech as well. What is it? Alpenglow? Or Alpenblow? Something like that. I think it's Alpenglow. And it's supposed to take finish time and cut it down to like 150 milliseconds or something like that. So they'd be able to process a lot more. We'll see what happens. But investing wise, the volatility of Solana, I can make money. I'm not, but I can make money. But implementation wise, I don't trust them. I have serious trust issues when it comes to Solana. So I can't do it. I have to ask one of my friends if they're working with Solana, because I can't do it. I honestly can't do it. Don't forget, they have that phone that's supposed to come out. They've got a console that's supposed to come out. That's the Alpenglow thing. We'll see. We will see. So I don't know. I think it's dangerous. Something that I did notice with regard to ChatGPT, apparently Google's Gemini and Elon's Grok are catching up in market share. I'm going to be totally frank. They should have blown by it already. And a lot of people are thinking, why? Because OpenAI is forced by the courts to save all of the data. And if they have to save the data, it's also in a position where it can be subpoenaed, which means the government can get access to that data. Anybody can if they serve a subpoena, because they have to save it by court order. Grok doesn't, Gemini doesn't, Claude doesn't, but they do because of their lawsuit with the New York Times. So I don't understand why everybody's not blowing them away right now. I don't understand how people are still using it the way they are. I don't understand how companies that have contracts with them and companies that are signing contracts, I don't see how. I don't see why. If your company does anything, it's on their servers. They have to keep it. Nobody's paying attention to that. And I bring it up because, you're going to be able to you can buy stock in Tesla. You can buy stock in Google. Just saying, these are things that we need to pay attention to. It's going to have an effect, because one of the things that I'm paying attention to is there are a lot of people out there that are using AI as their financial advisor, which is why I keep saying financial advisors are going to wind up going the way of the dinosaur. Because what do I need you for? Sounds crazy, no? But yeah, I can send you the way of the dinosaur. As a matter of fact, if I'm an investment management firm, I know this is going to be foul. This is going to be foul, really out of pocket. I know all of your recommendations. They're all sitting in the database. I can use that and create a freaking chatbot, analyze all the data, all the patterns, all that, create a chatbot. Don't need you anymore. I can make that chatbot, do voice. You can talk to the chatbot. So I don't know. I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, that's deep. That's deep. I think about stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, so financial planners are going to go the way of the dinosaur. I think it's going to be hard for accountants to stay in business. Do you think not? Right now, all of the accounting firms, well, all of the tax software companies have algorithms and all that stuff, and they've got a lock on the market. It's basically racketeering at this point. You can only go to them, whatever. All you need is one of them know the tax law. Grok, ChatGPT. I mean, again, I wouldn't be giving ChatGPT my personal information, but so many people out there are talking to these LLMs as if they're people, like they're homies, like they're little friends, pals, asking for advice on financial reasons, for financial reasons. All that information is saved. But my point is that yes, you can ask it to do things. Like my team, we put together a crazy chatbot, and all it does is analyze stocks. Everything about the stocks. It goes and grabs balance sheets. It gets the company overview. It gets today's prices. It gets the information from the past month. Gets news and sentiment. Creates a very robust report with charts and stuff. Yeah. Click of a button. Boom. There it is. There are a lot of services out there, a lot of companies that perform certain services, and they rethink. No, they're not going to rethink their business model. They're going to shut down that business and think of a new business. That's what they're going to have to do. Might be a little while for accountants, but really, I don't think it's that long. Tax preparers, I don't understand why people use tax preparers. I use an accountant. An accountant. That's what I use. A CPA, no less. But I can look over my CPA's shoulders by going to one of these chat engines and going, hey, how do I have to do this? How do I have to do that? You want to know one of the things that I use all the time? This is going to interest you. For everybody out there doing crypto, I tell it about my transactions. Of course, I'm using my local LLM, but I'm telling it about all my transactions. And for those transactions that hit centralized exchanges, hey, do I have to pay taxes on any of these transactions? And it'll let me know which ones I do and don't have to pay taxes on. In other words, it's double checking what the centralized exchange is telling me or not telling me. Ta-da! That's a good use. That's a very good. Why am I seeing only 3 people on? 5 people. Okay, I'm seeing 5 people on. 5 people. Really? I mean, it's true. I often wonder if I should start the show a half hour later, because it's like everybody starts showing up in the last like 15, 20 minutes. So I think about that. But yeah, when I look at, the only reason why I'm telling you about this news about AI is because there are AI stocks you should be paying attention to. There are AI coins you could be paying attention to. And OpenAI stumbling could be a good thing for other companies. That's what I pay attention to. So get out there, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Absolutely. Wow. Still only 3 votes. That's amazeballs. Amazeballs. I don't understand why people want to make noise when I'm shooting a show. What else do we have? Argentina's President Milei, believe it's Milei. They're dredging up his Liberty coin fiasco again. They're reopening the case. Yikes. Yikes. They shut it down before, and now they're reopening it. You want to know why I think they're reopening it? Because that kid, Hayden Davis, made money off of YZY, Yeezy. And Yeezy's running around saying, that's not me. I find it hard to believe, but he's running around saying it's not him. So you had a coin spike up, and I think it was only 11 or 12 wallets that actually made money off of it. So I think that they're reopening it because of this kid Hayden Davis, who was involved in the Liberty fiasco, scandal, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's why they're reopening that. And they're saying, well, maybe he sniped, and that's how he was able to make money. Other people are saying they think he was involved because he made too much money. $12 million off of sniping? Yeah, not so sure about that. But he made a quick 12 mil. A quick 12 mil. I'd like to know who made all the money off of CR7. I'd like to know who made all that money off of CR7. That was Cristiano Ronaldo's coin. I mean, not his coin. They tied his name to it, but it had nothing to do with it. He was not involved. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just thinking, I hear about so many people getting involved in meme coins and all that other good stuff. 95% of those people lose their money. They take a hit. Right now for Yeezy, I think it's above 90% are in the red. It's either 75 or 90, I forget. But even if it's just 75% of the people are in the red. And that won't come back. Think about all those people that made money off of the new regime's coins. Most of those people took a hit. They didn't make their money back. Maybe they were smart enough to say, well, I took a hit. I might as well play the volatility on it. So when it goes down, they sell when it's up here and they buy when it's down here, and they just keep doing that, I guess, until you recoup your money. Because it's at least doing that. It's at least doing that. But I'd be very wary. I'd be incredibly wary. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately, because there are too many things going on that are showing me people are going out of their way to screw people. So be aware of what you're buying into. Understand that, to me, getting involved in a meme coin, no judgment. That's you. I can't do it. It makes me feel like I'm gambling. And I can't afford to gamble. I mean, everything I do is gamble, but I can't afford to frivolously gamble like that. To me, that's what it feels like when I do it. To you, it might not feel that way. But my risk framework says that's gambling. says that's gambling. That's why I tell you guys I'm always looking for use cases. I'm always seeking use cases. And I don't always find use cases, which means that I'm not going to touch it. But I always look for use cases. If there's no use case, there's no reason for me to get involved. And it's not even about ranking. I just need to see that you have a use case, and I need to compare how you're doing it to how others are doing it. Like, I'm ranking you. So take the oracles. You have Chainlink, Pith, and then everybody else. I'm willing to buy into the first two of a given, industry. But number 3, number 4, probably not. Unless they have an incredibly compelling story, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to stay far, far, far away. But if you have a compelling story, like Hedera Hashgraph. Hedera Hashgraph has a compelling story because their technology is compelling. Just that. That makes me stop and go, oh, okay, I can look at this. And years ago when I bought into it, I was like, I'm just going to put a couple of bucks in. I don't really have faith in this. But the tech kept calling me. Pith is up 100%, Rick Ritchie says. Today. I wonder what happened. Do you know what happened? Do you know why it's up? Because I don't. Do you happen to know? Like, was there news? Like, what happened? But here's a reason why I would invest in Pith. Their tech. Us data? Or did you mean US data? That still doesn't make sense to me. Seems like manipulation. Could be. Did you mean US data? And if you mean US data, what do you mean by US data? Chainlink and Pith was the pick for US data. I don't know what you mean by US data. Define US data. That's what I'm asking you. Do you mean the whole GDP on blockchain thing that Lutnick was talking about? But Pith going up 100% off of that still doesn't make sense. Because Chainlink barely moved. Yep, past 24 hours is up 97 point something percent. 7 days, it's up 93%. So it's been on a rock and roll kind of trip for 90 days. I pay no mind to Pump.fun. It's not something I'm gonna pay attention to. On Pump.fun, good luck. Good luck. I don't see a 10x on Pump.fun. I just don't. And I was trying to find a way. Selected to deliver U.S. economic, GDP. So it's the Howard Lutnick thing. He said he wants to. I didn't know that it's an actual pick. Like, where did you get that news? I don't know that it's an actual pick. CoinDesk covered it 8 hours ago. Pith, Chainlink, and Pith selected to deliver U.S. economic data on chain. That's if they do it. Lutnick was talking about it. That's if they do it. Makes sense. I don't know, though. Blockworks. Chainlink integrates U.S. Commerce Department macroeconomic data. I don't think it was done. I think they want to do it, but it's not done. So everybody bought the rumor? Is that what we're saying? Everybody's bought the rumor? I'm still shocked that Pith would pick up like that and Chainlink didn't. So I would have to dig in some more to see, like, is that true? Because, one company writes an article and then other companies copy it. So I'd need to do some more research on that. Cointelegraph covered it 10 hours ago. CoinDesk had it 8 hours ago. For all of you that took my class, you know why I'm saying the hours. You know why I'm saying the hours. And it's because who got there first? Probably, and Pith market cap isn't as big as Chainlink. Yeah, but still, you would think you'd see a hell of a pop for Chainlink. Even if it didn't X. Right? Even if it doesn't X, you would expect Chainlink to like blow up. And it didn't. I mean, over the past 24 hours, it's only up 5.86%. And I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with that. Pretty sure it has nothing to do with that. And that news was released 10 hours ago. 10 hours ago. So you can't say nobody picked up one. And I read there were like 5 or 6 reputable spots that picked that up. And Chainlink is barely budged. But then again, Chainlink does that all the time. It just creeps. It just creeps. But like I was saying, this is why I would buy the top 2 in a given category. One, because they've been there. They're the biggest. And the second one, probably because they're up and coming. Pith is up and coming. Supposedly, it has better tech. Supposedly. I would still think that the bulk of it is going to be on Chainlink and Pith is going to be secondary. So how come Chainlink didn't move? That's still bothering me that Chainlink didn't move. I mean, hell, Solana had a better day than Chainlink. Shit. Better 24 hours. Yeah, and over 7 days, Solana's just been on a roar. It's 10 times, not 10 times. It's like 8 times, something like that, of what Chainlink is. The comparison between Solana and Chainlink. Interesting. Still, I'm gonna buy Chainlink, no doubt. No doubt. Manipulation for Pith could be. Like it could just be the perfect storm and boom. Aloha A pause. Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself today. My other is a U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets and Control, OFAC. Wow. You dug deep on that one. You dug deep. Okay. All right. Got 6 votes. Okay. I can go for that. Am I missing chats? See, now I got to go over it again. I literally have to go back to YouTube and say, show me the live chats, not the top chats. That's annoying. It should default to the live chats, or I should be able to tell it to default to the live chats. It's annoying as hell. Gotta say. OFAC, that's interesting. I said Treasury, but OFAC is a different kind of choice. So that's slick choice. Huh. Interesting. I have a little bit more news. Remember that whole fiasco with the white whale and MEXC? It's a little bit fuzzy on whether or not the white whale will actually have to go in person. It's a little bit fuzzy. And MEXC is still being attacked for transparency because they haven't been specific about why they locked down the account. And they're catching backlash over it. They're catching big backlash over it. So now I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. Like, does White Whale actually have to show up? Because, yeah, there's got to be some anonymity that they don't want to give up. Oh my God. The girls are at it. Oh, we can block that because I don't know anybody in Wisconsin. There you go. So you got that. Outpaced Bitcoin. Binance partnership with this thing, Dolomite. It's not a partnership with Dolomite. Dolomite got listed. They were flying high, got listed, and then they plummeted. And my point is that just because a coin gets listed, it doesn't mean that it's going to take off. Usually, it gets announced that they're going to be listed. That's when they take off. And when they do get listed, that's when they tank. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And it's a DeFi protocol. It's a DeFi protocol. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I tend to stay away from certain things. Dolomite didn't catch my attention. One day I have to sit down and I have to think about everything that's going on in DeFi and then compare that to all the products that are in, kids are on the golf course. That's cute. Pay attention to what's being offered by traditional finance, right? Traditional banking, and compare each one of those. Because what I'm looking to come up with is pays to not be in traditional banking. That's what I'm expecting. Pays to be in something else. Right? So just saying. But tonight's going to be an early night, so I want to get to this question for you guys. What U.S. agency wants to give you back access to foreign centralized exchanges like Binance, OKX, BitThumb, Gate.io? Yeah, those are all foreign exchanges. And some of you are going to be upset. It's actually the CFTC. It's actually the CFTC. The interim director put out a note, Ms. Pham put out a note saying that's what she wants to do. I'm wondering if she called the guy that's going to, what's his name, Brian Quintez, spoke with him before she made that announcement. And I wonder if they have the authority. I wonder if that's where the authority lies. I know that's where they want the bulk of the authority to lie, but I'm wondering if they have the authority now. And we'll see. Because they might say that's what they want to do, and it makes sense. Run it through your head. They're not doing this for the common person. They're doing it for the wealthy, so that wealthy people can move their money faster and without all too much oversight. Because I can put it in and then I can move it someplace else. What it also does is it gives them the ability to get in on coins that they otherwise would not be able to get in on via exchanges here. Now, here's something else that I wonder about. Would I be able to get in on that exchange if I'm in New York? I'm willing to bet you the answer is no, because New York won't allow certain things. But at the national level, you'd be able to do it, whatever that means. I used to have a Binance account. Actually, technically, I still have a Binance account, but I can't access it when I'm in the United States. Actually, technically, I can't access it because I'm from the United States. It's kind of a big deal. I used to love my Binance account. Not Binance.us either. I mean Binance. Yeah, you were thinking too deep. It's the CFTC. That's who put out the notice. But I have to tell you, that's actually not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess at all. And when I read it, when you put it up there and I read it, I was like, ooh, that actually makes sense. Because what are the three agencies that oversee banking? I think OFAC is one, the Fed is another, FOMC is another, and OCC. Ta-da! And depending on what else you're involved in, it could be a couple of the other agencies. But banking, those are the primary three, I believe. Those are the top three. Anyway, I'm going to go relax tonight. I don't get to do that very often. I'm going to go relax for the rest of the night. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to goof around with this stock tool. I'll probably add to it and make it a stock and crypto tool. And just chill. Besides that, I feel like my cold is coming back. I've been coughing. Like I never stopped coughing. And I'm still coughing, and you can hear my voice. It's not quite the same. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, smash the likes. Tell your friends about us, because this is a very unique community. We talk about things whether the market is up or down, and we try to figure out how to make money in both directions. More importantly, we start off with educating ourselves. Do the GMB 3. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. for the Crypto Daily. Everybody, thank you. Bye-bye.